Y'all, I was sitting here thinking about some of the frustrations and challenges that we face as actors and entertainers as we go along our journeys. And one of the things that a lot of us face is the frustration of waiting our turn. I remember about, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago, I went to this networking event called Greenlit ATL. Been going to Greenlit since the very first Greenlit. Like, I've told so many people about Greenlit ATL. But anyway, I'm at Greenlit ATL, and Philip Hudson was there that night. And what Greenlit ATL is, just a networking event where people in the film industry get together and network, trying to find people to build their teams. They're looking for actors, directors, writers, producers, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, one particular night, Philip Hudson was there. And Philip Hudson is Emmanuel Hudson's brother. You probably remember the two of them from their Vine videos and also from being on Wild 'N Out. Anyway, this particular night, Phil was there, and he was saying that he was starting a podcast, and he wanted to do his very first podcast that night at Greenlit ATL. And so they were looking for some volunteers in the audience to help produce this project during the networking event. So they chose, I think, me and like two other people to go and help with this project, right? So we went over to a little side studio and we started to record. And before we started to record, Phil was sitting on the couch with the two people who were interviewing him. And I was sitting at the desk with the monitors and the controls. And so my job was to be the director and like switch, from one view to the next, depending on whose view I felt looked the best at the moment, and like follow their dialogue and things like that. Anyway, I remember turning around in my chair and looking at them, and I said something out loud like, "Man, I wish I was on the couch." And Phil was like, "What you mean you wish you was on the couch?" I said, "I wish I was one of the interviewers. I want to be an interviewer." And he was like, "Everybody has a job, and everybody's job is important. Your job right now is to push the buttons. One day you'll get a chance to be on the couch, but today is not that day. Your job is to push the buttons." And he ate me up so bad with that. Like, I can imagine a lot of people would probably be offended or something and, want to snap back at him. But he was dropping gems, and I couldn't do anything but be appreciative of that. And so from that point forward, I just made it a point to try to check myself when I felt impatient. Because see, what my issue is that I am, anything I try to do, I'm good at it. Like, I was an elite athlete in school. I was spelling bee champ. I was an honor graduate. I was like the best everywhere that I've worked. I was like one of the best employees. Like, when I do stuff, I do it well. And so when I see somebody else doing something and I know I can do it too, it's just that, like trying to jump into double dutch or something, I'm ready to jump in, but it's important for you to remember what your job is at the moment. And if it's to push the buttons, you better push them buttons and push them well.